Shalom. I just want to start up by saying, Kahalim Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Bahashem Kakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all for elect and the Akim spreading his truth to the four corners of the earth. My name is Asha Allah, and today I just want to talk about this RFK quote that the apostles had brought out last week during their outside speaking. And this is how it goes. It says, what if we go to heaven and we all of our lives have treated the Negro as an inferior, and the Most High is there, and we look up and he is not white, and there's bad news for you, man, because the Most High, and his only begotten Son are not white. They are the ultimate Judites, man. They would be so-called Negroes today, and I just want to grab a couple scriptures just to break down this quote. We start off in this Ezekiel 35, and I'm gonna just start at verse 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And not only have you treated the Negro as an inferior, but you have oppressed the children of Israel, man. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. When you conquistadors came over here, you killed and oppressed Northern Kingdom, and during the transatlantic slave trade, you have chained up Judites, the Southern Kingdom, and brought them over here in slave ships, man. And even before then, you had put chains and killed Northern Kingdom and traded them, and we see this today. We see your perpetual hatred, you so-called white people, the Edomites. We see your perpetual hatred today, with you killing the children of Israel today. You showing the perpetual hatred that you still have. Us going out the house not knowing when if we're going to return the same way that we left. Because we get pulled over at a traffic stop. We may not know if it's going to be our last breath that we take. Because you guys are trigger happy, you guys are gun ho. You guys happily show your perpetual hatred towards the children of Israel, man. So you're gonna have to pay for that. It says blood shall pursue thee. From there, let's go to Amos. Amos 1:11. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Like I said, we're seeing that today, man. He kept his wrath forever. His anger tears perpetually today. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are wondering why they are the victims all the goddamn time. Wondering why they can't catch a break. Wondering why they can't get no justice, no peace. Why? Because Esau, Edom pursues them with the sword. The modern day sword being the gun. He shows that perpetual hatred, man. He shows that anger. He's so happy to gun you guys down. But like I said, you would not leave unpunished, man. You will not go unpunished. You will have to pay for everything you have done unto the children of Israel. From there on, let's go into what the Most High and His only begotten Son looks like, man. Because you're going to see that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is not a so-called white man. And He comes as the spitting image, of His heavenly Father, man. So from there, let me just hit this Revelations 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 13. This is going to go into the description of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Revelations 1 and 13, and it says, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So his facial hair in the hair on his head were white as wool. And what kind of people have that woolly type hair today? It'd be you so-called black people, you so-called Negroes, have that kinky hair, because that's what that woolly hair is. That texture of it is kinky. And it says, and his eyes were as flame of fire, maybe because Yahweh Shah he loved to drink wine. The Pharisees called him a wine bibber. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they were burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So his feet were like unto fine brass, man. Look at a penny. A penny is that color of fine brass, man. And if his feet is that color, then what's the color of the rest of his body? It'd have to be the same color, man. So he was a dark-skinned man. So from there, let's also jump to let's also jump to Colossians 1 and 15. And this is talking about Yahweh Shai. Says, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. So like I said, he's the spitting image of his Father. Two separate entities, but it says that he is the image of the invisible power, man. Let's grab this John 14. John 14, and I'm going to start at verse 7. John 14 and 7, it says, if you had known me, you should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him. Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. Yahweh Shai said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? Like I said, he came. He is that spitting image of his Father, man. As that Colossians has said. The image of the invisible power. And then let me just hit this Daniel 7. And I'm going to just start at verse 9. And it says, I beheld then the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Who's the Ancient of Days? It's the Heavenly Father. Why? Because he has no beginning nor an end. You know, he exists. You know, Yahweh, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. You know, and that matches up with the description of his son, man. Of pure wool. You know, he had that kinky texture type hair. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Let me see. Let me just jump down to verse 13. Daniel 7:13. And I saw the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him, showing that they're two separate entities, man. You know, and Yahweh Shai, I'm gonna say it again, Yahweh Shai was the spinning image of his heavenly Father. You know, them being two separate entities with this verse I brought out here, with this verse I just brought out. You know, so you so-called white people, you know, you have a lot to pay for, man. You touched the apple of the Lord's eye, which is his people. You know, so going back to this RFK quote, I'm gonna read it again. It says, "What if we go into heaven, and we all our lives have treated the Negro as inferior, and God is there, and we look up, and he is not white?" Like I said, you're gonna be in total shock, man, because you have suppressed the you have suppressed the children of Israel. You know, you have suppressed, oppressed, you know, killed with the sword, you know, slaughtered, you know, and let your anger tear perpetually against the children of Israel, against the apple of the Lord's eye, man. And you're going to see that the Lord isn't a white man, and that he's not all loving and care, you know. So hopefully that was edifying. You know, I just want to end it off by saying, Call Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all elect and the Ak and spread this truth throughout the four corners of this earth. Shalom.